The problem of not really understanding the basic logic of automation. So basically just going on some YouTube video or some community and just copying the automation, which of course is totally fine, especially in the beginning, because you need to start doing to learn. But if you don't then spend some time on really understanding what you have implemented, it's quite easy to run into issues quite quickly. First of all, you need to create a new automation, or actually the one that you have is sort of meeting your requirements, but you need to change it a little bit. If you don't understand the underlying reasoning or what's happening underneath, it's very difficult to then adjust it to your use case.
It's more difficult than to do it from scratch.
Exactly. Also, what if then you have a bug or you have an issue, you have an error? If you don't understand how it works, it's very hard to solve it, which, as I mentioned before, is why actually bugs are a great way to learn, because it really forces you to go into detail and to understand what's going on. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges. It takes time, of course, to learn, but I think it also takes effort. So again, my recommendation here is that when you're implementing something, you're copying an automation, again, totally fine, done it myself. Just take a moment after you've done it to go through it, and try to understand what you've actually done. The more you do that, then it's easy to start seeing a pattern. The second thing I think you already mentioned is being scared of doing something wrong. So I think that especially beginners, they think they don't know the answer, but actually somebody expert would know the answer. So it needs to be perfect. I just don't know. So either I can't figure it out, I don't know how to do it, or I spend hours trying to perfect it. So I think building the confidence that it's okay not to know everything, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay not to get it right at the first time. So in 99% of cases where I build an automation, the first time I run a test, something's wrong. Yeah. So, but I use this to tell me I'm much quicker at implementing a first draft, running a test, because the test will tell me where I'm wrong, rather than really spending a lot of time going through every single one. So this part about being scared to make mistakes, being scared of not knowing everything. And a third thing, and I know that I'm also guilty of this sometimes, it's wanting to do too much at once. So wanting to pack too many things into one automation. And it quickly gets actually difficult to really get it right. Or, I mean, you can do it, but it will just take more time. So I think it's an art to start from the simplest case possible, and from there to kind of develop the automation. We had it as an example with our with how to get started, with how we started as their IT with automation in general, just to start with a small part and from there to build higher.